Hi kids, hope you're doing well. Let's start our new study session today, which is a chapter Androcles and the Lion. Now this is a very good and a very interesting chapter and I hope you enjoy studying it. Animals are our best friends. We should treat them friendly. If we treat them well, they also repay us by different ways. Read and learn how a lion shows gratitude to Androcles the slave. सो इन दिस चैप्टर हम ये सीखेंगे कि कैसे एनिमल्स हमारे बेस्ट फ्रेंड हो सकते हैं. अगर हम उनके साथ अच्छा ट्रीट करेंगे तो वो भी हमारे साथ बहुत ही अच्छे वे में ट्रीट करेंगे. ये स्टोरी टू मेन कैरेक्टर्स के अराउंड रिवॉल्व करती है, अ लायन एंड एंड्रोकल्स, जो कि एक स्लेव होते हैं, वो एक वर्कर होते हैं. लेट्स बिगिन. वंस देयर लिव्ड अ स्लेव नेम्ड एंड्रोकल्स इन द सिटी ऑफ रोम. तो एक बार सिटी ऑफ रोम में एंड्रोकल्स नाम का एक स्लेव वर्क करता था. ही वॉज काइंड एंड जेंटल बट हिज मास्टर वॉज वेरी क्रूअल. नाउ एंड्रोकल्स जो स्लेव थे वॉज वेरी काइंड, ही वॉज वेरी जेंटल, अ वेरी नाइस पर्सन. बट उनके जो मास्टर थे एंड्रोकल्स के, ही वॉज अ वेरी रूड मैन. ही ट्रीटेड हिम वेरी हार्शली. In those days, slaves were beaten up by their masters. They had to work day and night for their masters. They led a very miserable life. तो पहले की, ये काफी पहले की स्टोरी, राइट, एंशियंट टाइम्स में. एंड इन दोज एंशियंट टाइम्स जो मास्टर्स होते थे वो अपने स्लेव के साथ बहुत ही बैडली बिहेव करते थे. स्लेव से नाइट एंड डे वर्क करवाते थे एंड इफ दे फेल टू डू अ टास्क उन्हें फिजिकली मारते भी थे. वन डे Androcles decided to run. एक दिन Androcles was so upset that he decided that he will run away from that job. In the night, when everyone was sleeping, Androcles made his way to the deep woods, far from the city of. So when night came, Androcles ने अपने मास्टर का घर छोड़ा और वो बहुत दूर एक फार फॉरेस्ट में चले गए. दैट मीन्स बहुत दूर के जंगल में चले गए, जो कि सिटी ऑफ रोम से काफी डिस्टेंस पर था. He was very much tired and wanted to take rest. He saw a cave in the forest. He decided to make the cave his home. So, Bose forest, because he traveled so much from the city of Rome to that forest, he got very tired and it was very late at night. तो उन्होंने एक cave देखी and he decided कि वो वहाँ पर rest करेंगे. When Androcles entered the cave, he saw a lion crying with pain. So when Androcles ने उस केव में एंटर किया, उन्होंने देखा कि वहां पे एक लायन क्राई कर रहा था. Androcles was very terrified to see the lion. He thought that the lion would kill him and there was no escape. Now Androcles जब उन्होंने लायन को देखा तो he got very scared. Now this is very common. If we see a wild animal, that too a lion, we will also get very scared. Now Androcles also got terrified. He was extremely scared. So he thought the lion would kill him and there was no way to escape. उन्होंने सोचा that this wild animal, this lion would definitely kill me. और अब मेरे पास escape करने का, that means run करने का और कोई way नहीं है. Androcles saw that the lion's paw was bleeding. The lion, instead of doing any harm to Androcles, looked at him for him. But जब Androcles ने ध्यान से उस lion को देखा, तो he saw that उनके paw में, you see over here, this paw of lion, वहाँ पर actually वहाँ से blood आ रहा था. Alright, he was bleeding. तो वो actually में Androcles को गुस्से से या harm करने के लिए नहीं देख रहा था, बल्कि इस वे में देख रहा था कि वो Androcles जो है उनके paw से उस bleeding को stop करें, उनकी help करें. Androcles noticed that a big thorn had pierced into the lion's paw. Now thorn means something that is very sharp, all right, thin and sharp. So Androcles ने notice किया कि उनके उनके paw में एक बहुत ही sharp thorn जो है वो लग चुका है, जिसकी वजह से the lion is bleeding. Androcles, though afraid of the lion, felt pity on its condition. Although Androcles actually में lion से अभी भी डरे हुए थे, but उनको pity आ गई. That means he felt bad. उन्हें sympathy feel हुई towards that lion. He took the thorn out of its paw. Now उन्होंने डरते डरते lion के paw से उस thorn को निकाल दिया. As soon as the thorn was removed from its paw, the lion was relieved of its pain and it looked at Androcles with great affection. Now as soon as Androcles ने उस थॉर्न को निकाल दिया बॉ से, लायन का जो पेन था वो कम हो गया और उन्हें बहुत ही हैप्पी होकर, बहुत ही ग्रेटफुल फील करते हुए एंड्रोकल्स को देखा. Now Androcles became sure that the lion would not harm him and he could stay with the lion in the cave. Now Androcles जो थे उन्हें ये श्योर हो गया था that this lion will not harm him और वो easily उस केव में रह सकती थी. Androcles and the lion became friends. Androcles lived in the cave for many days. Androcles and lion अब friend हो गए थे and Androcles बहुत सारे days तक उसी केव में उन lion के साथ रहे. The lion would go out for hunting every day and bring fresh meat for Androcles. Lion every day hunting के लिए जाते थे और because Androcles उनके इतने अच्छे friend थे तो उनके लिए भी lion बहुत ही fresh meat जंगल से hunt करके लाते थे. Androcles was now free from his master's clutch. Androcles अब अपने वो cruel master की clutch से बिल्कुल free थे. He sometimes went into the forest. All the animals in the forest were afraid of him as they knew that he was living in the lion's cave. Now, कभी कभार Androcles जो थे वो बाहर फॉरेस्ट में भी जाते थे और जितने भी फॉरेस्ट के एनिमल्स होते थे they were actually very respectful and scared of him because उन्हें पता था कि ये तो लायन के फ्रेंड है. So no one used to harm Androcles. One day as Androcles was walking through the woods, he met some hunters. The hunters knew at once that he was a runaway slave. Now one day जब Androcles ऐसी woods में से that means forest में walk कर रहे थे, some hunters saw him. Now as soon as those hunters saw him, they knew कि ये एक runaway slave होगा. That means he was a slave जो कि अब वहाँ से भाग आए हैं. In those days, a very severe punishment was given to runaway slaves. Now उन एंशियंट टाइम्स में जहाँ पर स्लेव्स के ऊपर बहुत ही ब्रूटली एक्ट लिया जाता था, उन्हें हिट किया जाता था. अगर कोई स्लेव भाग जाता है एंड ही इज कॉट अगेन तो उनको बहुत बड़ी पनिशमेंट मिलती थी. Sometimes a runaway slave was left in the arena to fight with a hungry beast and the Roman people used to enjoy the fight. Now sometimes as a punishment एक बड़े से अरीना में उस runaway slave को एक beast से that means a big monstrous creature से fight करने के लिए छोड़ दिया जाता था. And the people of Rome, they used to enjoy that show. Androcles' master decided that Androcles should get the punishment of being thrown before a hungry lion. He was sure that the lion would eat him up. Now Androcles के master को जब पता चला that Androcles has run away, so he decided that if I caught him, he will get the punishment of being thrown in front of a hungry lion. एक hungry lion के आगे Androcles को मैं रख दूंगा so that Androcles को lion जो है वो Androcles को खा जाए. Alright. The day of the punishment was fixed because वो hunters लेके चले गए थे वहाँ से Androcles को. It was announced all over the city of Rome that a runaway slave is going to face a hungry lion. Now पूरी city of Rome में there was an announcement कि Androcles जो कि एक runaway slave है उन्हें पकड़ा गया है and he will be thrown in front of a hungry lion. Many people gathered to see the sight. It was a source of entertainment for the Romans. Now many people इस sight को देखने के लिए, इस event को देखने के लिए आए थे. They thought कि ये बहुत ही entertaining होगा. Androcles tied in chains and was brought to the arena. His chains were removed. The lion's cage was opened and the lion came out of the cage roaring. Androcles closed his eyes as he saw his death before him. Now, when Androcles was brought into that arena, उनके ऊपर बहुत सारी chains लगी हुई थी. But जब उन्हें arena के अंदर लेकर आए, so those chains were removed. A lion's cage was opened and a roaring, angry lion came out of that cage. As the lion came near Androcles, he stopped growling, sat down and began to lick Androcles' feet. Now Androcles closed his eyes because he knew that अब तो मेरी death ही मेरे पास आएगी because there was a very angry lion standing in front of him. But as soon as that lion came out of that cage and saw that it was Androcles, he quietly sat down and started to lick his feet. The lion recognized Androcles as it was the same lion with whom Androcles had stayed in the cave for so many days. Now, why did that lion act that way? Because it was the same lion who was a friend of Androcles and they used to live in that cave together. Androcles also recognized the lion. There were tears in the eyes of Androcles as well as the lion's. The two friends were meeting after a long time of separation. Now you see, Androcles, जो इसको जंगल से ले आए थे, he also left his friend lion in that forest. Now both of them are together. So both of them were very happy to see each other. All the spectators were dumbfounded. They had never seen such a sight. They called in Androcles to explain how he had tamed the lion. Now, जितने भी spectators थे, spectators you see over there, that means जितने भी लोग देखने आए थे, वो सब शॉक थे ये देखकर कि एक lion Androcles को क्यों इतना ज़्यादा befriend कर रहा है. Now, Androcles told them the whole story. जब ये इतने ज़्यादा शॉक्ड हो गए थे people, so Androcles उन लोगों के पास गया था to explain why was the lion acting that way with him. Alright, Androcles' master was now very happy with his bravery and fearlessness. तो Androcles के जो master थे, अब उसकी bravery और इतना fearless act की वजह से बहुत happy थे. Androcles was now made a free man. This was the greatest reward which a slave would get, the freedom from clutches of his master. Now Androcles के जो master थे, उन्होंने उसे अपने स्लेवरी की जॉब से हटा दिया था. Androcles अब एक फ्री मैन थे. Alright, and at that time being a free man and being not someone's slave was a very big thing. So Androcles generally बहुत खुश हो गए थे because अब उनके ऊपर कोई भी limits नहीं है and there is no master to control him. Okay, so I hope you understood this chapter and learned good things about bravery and fearlessness. Now let's move on to solve a few exercises. Okay. So our first exercise is pick the correct option. Androcles lived in a city of Rome. Alright. Androcles' master was very good, cruel or gentle. Now masters were very cruel. And Androcles' master was very cruel. That is why he ran away from the clutches of his master. When Androcles entered the cave, he saw a lion crying with pain because उस lion के paw में एक big thorn stuck हो गया था. Androcles and the lion became friends. They were not neighbors or enemies. They became friends because they helped each other. There were tears in the eyes of Androcles as well as the master's lions or hunters. Now there were tears in the eyes of lions because he was also very happy to see Androcles after a long time. Let's move on to our next one now. So for our second exercise, a few texts are given to us. कुछ statements दी गई है हमें और हमें उनकी information को complete करना होगा. So first one day Androcles decided to run away in the night when everyone was asleep because he was very tired of being his master's slave. Androcles took rest in the cave because he was very tired of traveling far from the city of Rome to a forest. The lion was crying with pain because a big thorn was stuck in his paw. The lion was relieved of his pain as soon as Androcles pulled that big thorn out of his bleeding paw. In those days, the slaves had a very miserable life because the masters of that time were very cruel. Moving on, we have to tick for a true statement and cross for a false statement. First one, Androcles was a slave. So, this is the true statement because Androcles was a slave. Alright, Androcles' master was very cruel. This is a false statement. Androcles' master बहुत ही cruel man थे उनके master, which is why Androcles decided to run away. So ये false statement है. Androcles took the thorn out of lion's paw. दिस इज ट्रू। एंड्रोकल्स ने जब लायन के पास से थॉर्न निकाला था, दैट इज हाउ ना कि उनके बीच में फ्रेंडशिप हुई थी। ट्रू स्टेटमेंट। Androcles lived in the cave with the lion. Now true. Androcles lion के साथ उसी केव में रहे थे, which is how they became friends. वो इसीलिए friends बने थे। The lion killed Androcles in the fight. This is false. Androcles और lion तो एक दूसरे को देख के बहुत happy हुए थे. They were very delighted to see each other, and they did not fight, and the lion did not kill Androcles. So this is a false statement. So for our next exercise, some statements have been given to us. कुछ statements हमें दी है और ये story का part है, ये order में नहीं, so we have to arrange these in order. So I hope you can do this exercise on your own. Alright, moving on, let's discuss some question answers. Why did Androcles run away from his master's house? Androcles क्यों भागे थे अपने मास्टर के हाउस से? Why did he become a runaway slave? It was because Androcles' master was very cruel. He was very cruel and वो सिर्फ physically hit करते थे, मारते थे Androcles को, pain cause करते थे, and day and night उसे regularly work करवाते थे. That is why Androcles decided that I will run away from my master. Second question, how did Androcles help the lion? Androcles ने लायन की हेल्प कैसे की थी? So लायन के पाँव में एक बिग थॉर्न स्टक हो गया था, and Androcles was trying to put it out. All right. Now, when Androcles was trying to do that, he did that very bravely and fearlessly. That's how Androcles ने लायन को हेल्प किया था उसकी केव में. Was the lion grateful or ungrateful? Give me. तो लायन ग्रेटफुल थे या अनग्रेटफुल थे? दैट मीन्स जब एंड्रोकल्स ने लायन की हेल्प की थी तो उससे वो हैप्पी थे या अपसेट थे, और हमें रीजन भी देना है अपने आंसर का. सो जो लायन थे ही वॉज वेरी ग्रेटफुल बिकॉज उनका जो पेन था और जो ब्लीडिंग था वो स्टॉप हो गया था एज सून एज एंड्रोकल्स ने वो थॉर्न को बाहर निकाल दिया था, बाहर पुल आउट कर दिया था. ऑलराइट, सो दैट्स व्हाई and lion was very grateful towards Androcles. Why did the hunters catch Androcles and bring him to his masters? Hunters ने Androcles को क्यों catch किया था और master के पास क्यों दोबारा लेके आए? So in those ancient times, अगर कोई runaway slave हमें दिख जाता है, so we know कि इनको punishment मिलेगी, and that punishment will be entertaining for the spectators. That's why उन hunters ने decide किया that we will bring Androcles the slave back to his master. Why did the lion not kill Androcles in the arena? Now lion ने Androcles को क्यों नहीं kill किया अपने arena में? It was because lion जो थे उस arena में, he was the same lion जो Androcles के friend थे इन जंगल, और जिन्होंने एंड्रोकल्स ने जिन लायन की हेल्प की थी. सो दैट्स व्हाई लायन ने, बिकॉज ही वाज एंड्रोकल्स फ्रेंड, एंड्रोकल्स को किल नहीं किया था. ही वाज एक्चुअली वेरी हैप्पी टू सी हिम. ऑलराइट, सो दैट वाज इट फॉर दिस चैप्टर. आई होप दैट यू अंडरस्टूड हाउ इफ वी आर नाइस टू एनिमल्स, कैसे हम एनिमल्स के साथ अगर अच्छे होंगे तो वो भी हमारे साथ बहुत ही अच्छा ट्रीट करेंगे. I hope you learned something good from this chapter. I'll see you next time. Thank you.